Hold on. I think we are live. We are live.
You see, maybe it'll show up
Do you
in.
hear? We are live. We're ready to go.
Here we are. Okay, cool. Are you going to play any music? Because if you
Yeah,
play
but
music,
I'm gonna download. I can't do
okay,
it all at once. So
cool.
I gotta download his
Oh
music
no,
real
of
quick.
course.
So
Cool.
just get
Okay,
it
then I'll
going,
start.
and then I'll download it.
Cool. Okay, good evening, everybody. What's up? Welcome to Global History Radio with Anna Roselle.
What's
And
up?
yeah, yeah. How's everybody doing? Beautiful day, another beautiful, beautiful day outside. I have, God, tonight's gonna be, I really apologize in advance for my cats. I have a new cat who just kind of moved himself in because he was coming from he belonged to the neighbors upstairs that are really, really loud, and cats don't like noise. And so he just would be meowing and meowing in front of my door, and I'd feed him and he'd want to come in. He's just like totally moved in, man. He's
Oh
like, kind
boy.
of like, yeah. So my other cats are jealous. And so I'm just trying to deal with them. But I'm like, this is crazy, man. I am not somebody who should thought I would have four cats. That's crazy. But he's like a rescue, basically. So he's like, fuck those people. I think they meant well, but I mean, they're like teenage guy. I mean, he really wants affection. They're like teenage guys. I don't think that they're not, they are probably not the greatest at snuggling. So
Oh boy.
yeah, yeah. He's kind of a little brat. Poor baby. But no, I like him. We're trying to get used to him. The cats are trying to get used to him. So, but yeah, it's just so funny, man. Cats do this. See, we had a cat where I used to live. Well, this was because I've also was in a household. I wasn't really part of this household, and there was a cat there. It was kind of a crazy place, and there was a cat there that just left. She's like, "Fuck that." So, that's why cats are so awesome. They're independent. Looks like we just froze on YouTube.
You said what?
Looks like we're just sort of. Oh no, no, cool. There it goes. Yeah, we froze on YouTube for a moment. So okay. We're waiting for our friend Jay Fetty to come on. It's been a pretty, man. Okay, so I'm looking over at my notes today, and there's a lot of stuff, pretty much just about everything I was getting caught up in this week was about reparations and apologies and atoning for the past. But I just watched a segment on BBC about women that were forced to give up children for adoption in England between World War II and about 1975 because of the stigma of being an unwed mother, as they called it back then. I'm not sure why they started in 1945 because there's always been a stigma, and I'm not sure what changed then. But anyway, that was so they were interviewing women in their 70s and 80s who were crying. It was just so sad. And one of them was saying, um, neither of them had children, had any more children. And one of them was saying like she just couldn't because of having had her baby taken away. And it was really sad. They just had no control. And one of them it was talking about giving birth and asking for pain medication. And in those days, nurses were not most a lot of nuns were nurses. And so the nurse said no, because this should teach you a lesson.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really sad. So, and they just didn't get a choice. They were just told, this is best for the baby, this is best for you. The problem is, they if it had if they what I kept thinking was, they could have gone about this in a different way, because life would have been really bad for them with an illegitimate child. So, I mean, they did it in a really terrible way, so far as not giving them a choice and yanking them and all of that. But I think with some of them, I was wondering, I mean, I wouldn't have asked them because they were crying, like, well, if you'd been allowed to keep the baby, what would you have done? I mean, they wouldn't have been able to get a job. So yeah, it was really sad. So
Hey, Fetty's in the building.
Jay Fetty,
Hey, how are you guys?
hey, how you doing tonight?
What's going down, Fetty?
How are you? Y'all awesome, man. Thank you for allowing me to come to y'all show, man.
Of course, it's always a pleasure. Yeah, we're talking about the stigma for women having babies out of wedlock before about 1975, and how children were just taken from their mothers. And so I'm saying that if they'd gone about it in a more humane way and treated these women like people, they were right. I mean, they wouldn't have been able to get a job or anything. I mean, in that society at that time. So, I mean, things are much more humane now with open adoption, and women are presented with more choices. So, but that was really sad, just seeing these old ladies crying about something that had happened like 60 years ago, and this, God, they give birth and have the baby taken away immediately. So yeah, okay. So you want to tell us about your new music, Mr. Fetty?
Oh, hey, of course. Got the new album coming up. It's just called The Cook Up Volume 2. I already released Volume 1 previously before the project I have out now, Code. But I just wanted to have fun and keep the volumes going. And it's, when I would say cook up, it's just me basically cooking up a bunch of sounds and music collectively that I like and stuff. And we have a team of producers. Shout out to Sabian and Stunner Beats, two producers I'm working with, and they making awesome music right now. So just wanted to share that.
So for someone that's not too familiar with how music is actually, modern music or whatever is actually made, can you tell me a little bit about how you do it? Like, when you talk about, is there a couple people making music together, or do you do it and give it to them? Or
Excuse me? You saying the process of how I make it? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a collective thing.
Okay.
Sometimes the producer already has some stuff, and I mean, he knows the kind of melodies I like to listen to, and he basically will just give me some songs that may fit my, like, my style of music.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's me just asking, like, for instance, one of the producers I mentioned is my son, and I just basically ask him to take a song that I like and kind of mix it up to make it his own, and that's basically the other process.
Oh, that's cool. Wow, we should I was watching Thug Nasty was doing a live last week where he was working with his daughter making music. I think we should have a
Mhm.
night, we should have a family night here.
Yeah, that was dope. I like seeing that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I'm
Yeah.
always with my son working if I can, and definitely try. My younger sons are interested now, so I mean, it's fun when you see it being done and you actually getting to achieve it, you know. So
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I love having fun making music. That's I could do that all day.
Hey, you know, there's one big collab that I would love to see
What's that?
that I bet you no one even thought of.
What?
Jay Fetty and Thug Nasty. A collab.
I've been telling him that. I don't know what the hell he was supposed to come to the show. I invited him to
I'm gonna
the
have to
show.
talk to him, man. Cause
I'll
I
send him
don't
a
know
link.
yeah,
what.
because I mean, just from hanging with both of you, they're similar. They're different, but they're similar. Like if they did a song, I think it would be a dope song.
Oh
Jay
yeah,
Fetty and Thug Nasty.
matter
I'm
of
gonna put
fact,
that out there.
I sent them some stuff to do. So I mean, it's out there, man.
I'm gonna check with him, man.
Yeah, but
I'm
just
gonna
holler
check
at him.
with him
Tell
on
him
that because y'all would be.
all he got to do is hit me. You know, I mean, I know at the end of the day there was some issues with a lot of maybe something going on with the suits and stuff, but me personally, I have nothing to do. What's up, man? What's up? My son, sorry, yeah. But yeah, yeah, they'll start to hit me. I mean, it's nothing. I love making music. Man.
Oh, I
I'll
love
holler
it.
at him. I'll holler at him,
We
Fetty.
love requests too. You know, you a DJ. Now, if you saying you want to hear two rappers together, that's some exciting shit to hear. So to me, when you got a DJ season like yourself and want to hear two artists collab, that's dope. To me, shit.
Yeah.
I ain't never been told by a DJ, oh, bro, I like you and him. And if y'all mix that together, see,
I'm telling you, man.
I ain't
Two
never,
two of the coolest dudes I know, and
thank
if
you.
they
I
both
appreciate
did a track, that shit would be fire. I'm telling you that right now.
Okay.
All he got to do is call me and I get it done.
I
Matter of
really
fact,
want to
cuz
hear
if
it.
you watching this, I got something for you right now. All you got to do is hit me and I'll send it to you.
I just sent him a message on Messenger, but he has a couple different accounts, so I'm not sure
Yeah.
which one he
Yeah, that's
checks.
the juggler. He got three different he got
Yeah,
three different everything. So I was like, damn boy, which one is it?
but yeah, this will be good because Roselle doesn't just talk to talk. I mean,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah, and Roselle, I sent you some stuff in your email, some
I
stuff
got
that
it.
some stuff that's not out and it's really exclusive.
Woo!
Like I got you a track from Kelda, me featuring Kelda, me with some stuff off the unreleased project, this project, and then I have another project, the source. I gave you a little bit off each project, and these is not even out. You can't even get them nowhere. You ain't heard them nowhere. This we dropping
Woo-wee.
them here first, so you know what I'm
Right
saying. I
on, right
appreciate
on.
all that, you know.
Wow. Okay, if we're gonna do the music, then I need to get off Facebook because they'll X me.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
should we play? Yeah.
But no, just stick to your normal thing. What was y'all talking about? Because I mean, I'm a history head too. So I
Oh,
mean,
okay. So well, what we've been talking about a lot is something I'm really interested in is reparations, apologies, and all the aspects of that. How do you do it? And I like to think to myself, like I was listening to a podcast. Germany at one point colonized Namibia and killed like 80% of the people. It was a fucking genocide. This was around 1910. So here's something I was following this week was okay.
but the to answer your questions, the reparation part, myself, I mean, we just witnessed them give a bunch of people some money. So if they technically wanted to, the government could just issue some checks out, just like they did for the EDD and all these people that really probably need the money right now. But I mean, why not just do it like that? Just tell everybody a big check. Make sure and then to solidify it, what they should do is make every billionaire and every billionaire company in America chip into that because they ain't
They-
getting taxed. So why not give a little back in a big way that'll make a difference in our society, our roads, everything.
yeah,
They could fix it
yeah.
all in one whop if they really wanted to. But see, that's a big if they want to. They really don't.
Well, I'm getting, okay, let me go, because there's something that I'm not sure which incident which incident are you talking about where people
No,
got
I,
reparations?
no, I thought you were referring to you said you were really interested in reparations, but I
Yeah.
guess you were talking about for that country.
Well, here too, and we'll be getting to it here. It's a worldwide thing. So, this was there was a meeting between Germany and Namibia, and one of the big things with people historically, so far as accountability, is are you gonna say genocide? And what are you gonna call this thing that's happening? And like, for example, like with what's going on with Gaza and Israel, there's people calling it combat, and there's other people saying, okay, one side has all the equipment and is bombing shit. This shouldn't really be combat. Okay, thugs coming on, but okay, but so Germany agrees to pay. So 50 million is going to go towards setting up a foundation for reconciliation between the two states, including cultural projects and youth exchange programs. And that is bullshit, because reconciliation means like both sides are in the wrong. Like, no.
That sounds
So
like a loophole for the people that have in that country to get some free money, and the have nots to get nothing.
yeah,
but a little
the
program or
problem.
something like that.
Yeah, and so like one of the things that they've tried to do, like for example, in the US budget, is donate money to HBCUs. Not donate, when you're talking about the government, give money to HBCUs, because one of the arguments that anti-reparations people use is like, oh, well, we'll just give money to like parks and educational stuff and all that. Like, no, that's not reparations, because that's for everybody. So one of the way I was, this week is God bless this is the 100th anniversary of the Tulsa massacre.
Okay.
And I'm sure other people have been seeing that this week. There are 3 survivors that are asking for, and this week there was supposed to be a big commemorative event, and the survivors pulled out because they haven't gotten their reparations. And I'm like, wow, man. I'm like, this lady is 107 years old and she is asking for reparations. How could you, like, how shameful is it not to give it to her? But one of the things I was watching today was about the possibility of collecting money from insurance company, because after the Tulsa massacre, insurance companies refused to pay up. So one way to get reparations would be to go after the insurance companies.
Oh yeah,
So,
that's definitely one way to make sure that the payment is in full, because they definitely have to go back and do that. That's a shame that they were denied that in that time of need. Like, wow.
Yeah.
Unfathomable.
yeah, and then people move yeah, in Tulsa, Oklahoma, it was known as Black Wall Street. It was a beautiful, prosperous Black section, like district, neighbor,
Yeah.
and but people moved back after the massacre and were rebuilding it. And there's pictures of it from 1924.
Uh,
So, I mean, the problem is when you, so that would be a way to do it, would like
um,
get it from the insurance company. Because the problem is if you go after, like one of the, I was listening to an interview with a German guy of German descent in Namibia, who has like millions of acres and was like, oh, I'm not gonna, hey, I didn't do anything. I'm not gonna give up any of my land. So
huh,
how do you deal with people like that? Then there was another guy who was like taking responsibility and wasn't involved in redistribution. Because I just try and think about that, like, okay, if my great grandparents stole something, would I give it back? I sincerely hope I would,
I
but
mean, we got museums all over the world full of shit that was stole, but they ain't giving it back.
they've given some of it back, and that's, again, well, see, that's one of my favorite.
That should be empty if they gave all the shit that was stole back, to be honest with you. But
Yeah.
that's a whole nother story.
Well, it is, and I have notes about that. I don't have any notes about that this week because we track that here. I
Mhm.
mean, it's a big, that's just something that really interests me a lot. There was the Dutch government just sent artifacts back to Indonesia, like
Mhm.
some major artifacts.
Mhm.
So that is cool. A big thing that people are trying to have happen is the Benin bronzes, is having bronzes moved back, returned to Nigeria, where they were
Mhm.
stolen in 1897. A couple of
Mhm.
them have been returned.
Mhm.
But yeah, see, I remember we were talking about this when you were on the show before. I just love that topic.
They'll return some bronze, but they ain't gonna return that gold.
Well, they're going to return. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's
They're gonna return something inexpensive to where it's a sentimental value through time.
yeah,
Of course, it's expensive, but it's not. You'll have a rare buyer that'll buy it. Like, let's say it went on the black market once it got to that country, somebody stole it. Yeah, of course
and
it'll go on, but it ain't like,
that is a big problem. Like,
yeah.
um,
Do y'all
if
know if they gave the King Tut, does that belong to Egypt now?
yeah,
Oh, it
um,
does. Okay, that's good. I mean,
yeah,
like stuff like that. That's the kind of stuff that I think about. If they're gonna return something that's monumental to a country. Don't just
they
turn a
should.
trinket that was in a war and got stolen because it looked nice. You know what I'm saying? End up in a museum somewhere.
Yeah, and that is like when artifacts are being returned to Indonesia and Nigeria, and that's going through the government, and they will be placed in museums. Because yeah, you return stuff for the people of the country.
Right.
That's who it belongs to. But unfortunately, if you try and, there's something going back to Libya right now. I have that marked, but yeah, that's the problem. You can, some places are just so, do not have a stable government, and
Hmm.
if you give something back, it's not going to go to the citizens. It's
Well,
going to
that's
go
what
to,
I'm saying. Well, something like that
yeah,
is stole an artifact. That should come back with a check or something. Like, sorry, you know what I'm saying? Like, sorry,
yeah,
you got to give more back than the artifact if something was truly stole from somebody. Feel like you should pay a little more homage, maybe donate some money or something towards the actual people to get some actual kind of, something from it
yeah, you
other.
should. And
Even
which
if it
goes,
ain't money,
yeah,
it's something.
yeah, which goes back to like the insurance claims that, if they want to do, that needs to be returned with interest.
Hmm.
So
From
that's
whenever it was stolen or
yeah,
whenever it was done, it needs to be
yeah.
paid back like that, not just paid back with the artifact.
It's been really unregulated, which is a problem. I mean, in just places that are pretty, violent and lawless, people can just grab stuff and sell it on the
Hmm.
to private collectors. And yeah, but so um okay, there was something. Oh man, you missed this shit, but I'll have to send you the article. There's a new place, a new mausoleum or museum in Egypt where the mummies are going to be kept. And so there was like a caravan of mummies all being brought to the new place. I was obsessed with that. I was like
Oh
watching
wow.
it. Yeah, yeah, it
Damn.
was great. Yeah, and people were lined up and
Mm.
watching, and so yeah, it's really cool. That stuff matters to
Oh
people.
yeah. Egyptian history is very cool.
It
That's
is.
the most puzzling shit to society still. They still haven't figured out them. They had hot water,
Oh, we
electricity
just
back
found
then.
a pregnant. Oh God, this, and then they just discovered a pregnant mummy,
Oh
and
wow.
it was in the mummy had been the
Wow.
mummy had been was in there'd been grave robbers, and so they found it the mummy was in like the wrong box or something,
Wow.
and so they were trying to do like a fetal scan or something. Yeah, this is amazing, man.
Oh man.
Should have a big.
Did they do a fetal scan?
I'm gonna
Did they
have
do
to.
it?
They were going to. Well, that's how they found out that the mummy was pregnant.
Hmm.
that the person was that the person who became the mummy was pregnant.
Speaking of Egyptian history, did you
Yeah.
guys know that in the Grand Canyon there is a Egyptian tomb?
No.
I looked that up on YouTube. They won't let. It's a long clip that you go down, and it goes way down. And I kid you not, this guy, I swear on YouTube, I'm not joking with you. And I looked everything he said up. Basically, he was basically clipped, and it's supposedly in Missouri somewhere too. I swear that he had these big, large gold things with the what do you call it? The writing, hieroglyphics
Oh,
on it,
hieroglyphic. Yeah.
stamped
Yeah.
in the gold. And I'm telling you, man, he had a piece of it was a large ship, one of the planks, but in the plank it had the royal, I mean, I guess their seal in it on the plank. I was like, wow. So they not only have multiple um um they don't want to talk about that. I don't know why, because I guess
Yeah.
it'll fuck up history or something. But there is literally tombs in America, like
How did it
Grand
get?
Canyon. Look that up on YouTube. I swear it's
How did
the
it get
where
there?
that you got me. You know,
It's not
climate
like a
change is
native. It's
crazy.
not a Native American mummy.
No, no, they are Egyptians. He had all kind of gold rings. I guess it was like he didn't want to take, like I guess he didn't take what he can grab. Because if you seen where it is, you would
Hmm.
be like, oh shit, he would have dropped that shit once he was on his way up. Probably about I'm sure he said like 80-story cliff to go down. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's crazy. It's in the Grand Canyon. And then look, he went to show the people live on YouTube where it is. And when he was going down, a black helicopter comes, like
Wow.
starts circling around him. And then like this guy is persistent, so he goes and he's like, I can't get down there by the rope because I didn't bring enough rope this time. And fucking he goes and rents a helicopter and goes to they won't even go down there because they
Yeah.
can't, so called. Why you can't land a helicopter in a basin of the Grand Canyon? I don't. If you can, you should be able to, right?
They could
That
land a
would be
helicopter out anywhere.
yeah,
I mean,
right. But
yeah.
anyway, he went and rented a helicopter, and the person told him he could not go over there. And then, like I said, when he was going down the cliff, it just was heck like two black helicopters coming really close to him, like basically trying to get him to, scare him, basically.
Yeah.
And you can look this up on YouTube. I was like blown away by it. But the artifacts that he was showing in it is mind blowing.
Wow. That is crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah, man, that's something else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because I love Egyptian history, so it was like,
Yeah.
what? Say what?
Yeah.
I
It's
gotta
really,
pay a little
really
more attention
interesting.
to this.
And they're still it's amazing because they're still finding archaeological sites. I mean,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
And that
Yeah.
place is so big and hot, you don't have time to want to stop and look around for stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You want to see the sights and get your ass home back to your hotel. Like when you're over there, I don't know about y'all, but that's the I was like, okay, I seen it. All right, get me
Oh,
out of here.
Have you been to Egypt?
No, I've been to
Oh.
Grand Canyon.
Oh, okay. My brother's been to Egypt. He's done a lot, done a lot of travel.
My kids grandfather had been over there. He said it was crazy, but you know. I
Yeah.
like that he brought me back some of these candies they have in the marketplace. Them motherfuckers are heck of good. It was like little fruit that they like candied the fruit, and it was
Oh,
different
yeah.
colors. And
Yeah.
some of them were like dates, and some of them were like blueberries.
Yeah,
Some of them,
dates.
yeah, man, some baklava. It was really good.
Yeah. 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 That's big in that culture.
hmm
Yeah. Okay, so here's some more. Okay, this is really sad. This is going to be something that we'll be following for a while because it's only just getting started. So we've talked before about the treatment of indigenous people in in Canada and how Indigenous children were stolen from their families. And
Oh,
yeah, and like around from the beginning of the 20th century until like the 90s, pretty much.
wow.
And yeah, so there's that. And so there's children that are trying to find each other, but okay, the remains of 215 children, some as young as 3 years old, have been found buried at a former residential school. So this is just the first school where they even looked for graves. So that means most likely they're going to find a lot more.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's another one of the things I follow because I mean, the survivors of those schools are trying to be compensated, and Prime Minister Trudeau has apologized. The other thing that's happening in Canada is efforts to find Indigenous women that have gone missing, and that is worldwide. That is North America. That is the United States also, and that was actually legislation that Trump signed because some red state governors, a red state governor, Heidi Heitkamp, I think, was working on setting up a national database just for Native women, because that's the problem is you can't really try and figure out what's going on until you know which women are missing and who's missing. And when you look at, there can be families that are uncomfortable or afraid to report a missing person to law enforcement. So that's just really complicated. And so basically so what they're going to need to do in Canada is start tracking people down. You need to go back and interview people and bring up really painful memories, because that can be somebody in those situations. Somebody will have like, oh, they had a brother and sister that died and they didn't know where they were.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then that will probably involve DNA. And so, yeah.
Yeah, it's sad that people are just getting snatched out their homes and away from their families. And like,
yeah,
there's so many people go missing every day. It's like really crazy, and everybody's just watching their phones.
Yeah. And when you look, it's just so hard for me. Like when you look at like, okay, how could people work in a school and treat children this way?
No, I seen the craziest thing the other day. I was on Instagram and I'm scrolling, and I forgot what the name of the person was, but they were showing like clips. Like it was one main clip, and it was somebody jumping out of a car trying to snatch a little kid. And I'm looking at the clip, right? You're not only shocked that this person is jumping out the car trying to snatch the kid away from his parents, but you're shocked that the person is filming this and not running over there and stopping them.
Well, yeah. Yeah, that is scary a lot of the time when you see filming, like what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, like that shit had me like, what? I was mad at the person because they were like filming the shit, and I was mad like, damn, this motherfucker just tried to snatch this little kid away from their mom and pull off. Like,
I mean, it's fucked up in the first place. I mean, it's one thing to be filming like when you know that it's something that needs to be documented legally, but God, just film. I mean, if it's not going to do any good, just the whole mentality now of just filming everything is.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'd rather film you before they help you.
Yeah, that's so, oh my God, that is so scary. I mean, yeah, you're right. I remember seeing stuff like that where you're like, wait, what the fuck are you doing? You're filming? Is anybody helping this person?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just really callous.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Okay, do you want to take a break and play some music now?
Hey.
Totally.
Okay.
Hey, so Fatty,
cool.
You want to do your thing? When do you want to play Fatty's?
We'll be back shortly.
Towards the end. How y'all want to do it?
You play it whenever you feel like, man. I'm on y'all show. Y'all run y'all shit.
All right.
How y'all
So I'm
do
gonna make people wait then. They're gonna have to wait a little bit.
So, like, what at the end of the day?
Yeah. West Coast nigga what? West Coast nigga what? In my West in this bitch nigga. Let's go. Blaze up, nigga. My niggas, we win it, we grind till we get it, ain't taking no losses. No losses. From start to the finish, my nigga, I been in this shaking them off me. Yeah. Got niggas with triggers that's ready to squeeze anytime it's a problem. These bitches, I use them, that kitty abuse it, but big and play possum. Damn. Doc say I'm sick, I need an antidote. I'm on drip like the motherfucking faucet broke. I write the coldest shit a motherfucker ever wrote. I got $1 million mind, I ain't thinking broke, nigga. Getting my paper, that's straight cheddar cheese. On mom, you can't fuck with me, bitch, nigga, please. On my pro shit, you are not in my league. Niggas acting like new bitches starting to bleed. What you talking about, nigga? My team is the illest, my clique is the realest. For real, we stay dripping with sauce. Every nigga around me is a boss. Every nigga around me is a boss. From start to the finish, from sundown to sun up, we getting it, winning, ain't taking a loss. Every nigga around me is a boss. Every nigga around me is a boss. Smoke good, nigga, and I choke good, nigga. Blowing backwoods in the backwoods, nigga. Your bitch little dick say it's so good, nigga. Fuck me, fuck you, when it's all good, nigga. I'm a real dude, I ain't never been fake. Got a cold mouthpiece in the trunk, gon' quake. Better meal if I throw a baby ass gon' shake. What the deal, nigga? Sleep, now they ass gon' wake. In my West Hill side, we don't give a fuck, nigga. I'm in the fast lane, I ain't slowing up, nigga. Rep my own shit, M's going up, nigga. Left the gates wide open, I'ma fuck it up, nigga. Give me a bag and a stage, I'ma tear it down, nigga. Loyal to my city, I'ma rep my town, nigga. Streets like a circus, J, not a clown, nigga. What a flame and a pound, I'ma choke it down, nigga. What you talking about, nigga? My team is the illest, my clique is the realest. For real, we stay dripping with sauce. Every nigga around me is a boss. Every nigga around me is a boss. From start to the finish, from sundown to sun up, we getting it, winning, ain't taking a loss. Every nigga around me is a boss. Every nigga around me is a boss.
Numbers on that El Chapo. We don't stop, no. Count it up. Never listen to a lame. How that sound to us? We protect game. Don't follow those. Move them numbers on that El Chapo. We don't stop, no. Count it up. Yeah. Never listen to a lame. How that sound to us?
Yeah, look. Me listen to a lame, how that sound to us. Ape City 2020, yeah, we counting up. Had to get to the back, then ran it up. Try to play me, Glock don't back him up. AP on my wrist, yeah, I'm acting up. Yeah, I heard niggas mad, start backing tough. El Chapo, I send a nigga up. Midnight, broad day, I don't give a fuck. Blessed. Yes, I'm feeling blessed. Look at my wrist and my neck, I kill me a nigga and die with respect. You talking about gas, but you not a threat. 762's turned you to a mess. I'm trying to run up this check, and these niggas, man, I took off like a jet. I did it all for the fam. You niggas know who I am. ACD bitches the clan. I'm trying to get to these bands. Niggas gon' hate, but they really some fans. Got a gun, but I heard you a runner. Hella broke, damn, that's a bummer. Ape City, we been hitting numbers. And this shit gon' turn up the summer.
We protect game. Don't follow those. Move them numbers on that El Chapo. We don't stop, no. Count it up. Never listen to a lame. How that sound to us? Okay. We protect.
Wonder why they make it hard to thrive. Gas them up, but you don't get to drive. Pass the blunt, the green is in your eye. Race the top and then you get to slide. Back in school, at least you got a break. Life's a game they don't want me to play. I'm the key if you think you a gay. Friends a fan, but now we don't relate. Why the truth is never overstated. Watch the news, simply go complain. Chasing cash, I know I need to change. Ex-slave, just let her out they chains. Slave patrol is cops with a new name. Dying crops, I'm dancing for the rain. Eat the bread and go against the grain. Can't move ahead by staying in my lane. Pressure turn color into diamonds. I hit my goals, kick 'em right and pop up, I'm flashing like lightning. I got it, you like a lion. And the right goal was provided. I see it, she fuck the diet. Easy to ruin, divided. Don't need no proof when you blinded. Just wanna buy my own island. Smashing this game, I'm Poseidon. Mike is a triton. I'm whistling at a star. I'm swimming in a dream. You're my chocolate bar. I'm your mocha cream. We can chase the stars and find out what's beneath. I open up my heart and I woke up in a dream. I woke up in a dream. I woke up in a dream. Y'all just trying to see if I'm a quit. Rosa Parks with not a step of this. Throwing shade that never can eclipse. Can't break me, I'm built like pyramids. Season up, that's how I cook the grits. Saving salt, preserving all the hits. Lying about the past you can't admit. Digging holes and making money pits. They hate what's holy and sacred. See what they want and they take it. Broke face is nameless. Only the poor can be blameless. New age scarecrows brainless. Rebirth is painless. I'm whistling at a star. I'm swimming in a dream. You're my chocolate bar. I'm your mocha cream. We can chase the stars and find out what's beneath. I open up my heart and I woke up in a dream.
You and I had so much fun. When we met, you became my trusted one. I poured my heart out to you, and you listened with care. Our schoolmates thought we were lovers, but that we didn't dare. I spent years chasing immature girls, and you were always ahead of the rest. We had a mutual attraction, but I just wanted sex. You always made me smile, You and I could have been the best. I should have told you that I love you. I should have told you that I care. You were the one that made me laugh. You were the one that was always there. I should have told you that I love you. I should have told you that I care. You were the one that made me laugh. You were the one that was always there.
All right, we back. Anna. Anna.
Hey.
Yeah. Hey, we're back. Okay, I just checked and a statue was returned to Libya. And that is an example from Great Britain, I think. And that is an example of something where you're going like, huh? Libya is having a civil war. And so I seriously question whether that will wind up where it should wind up. In other words, so yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sticky.
That's some of the major human rights abuses in the world. So, and then I was going back over what I had about the Indigenous children in Canada. Yeah, so Justin formally asked Pope Francis to apologize for the role of the Catholic Church in the school system. Like, oh man, if the Catholic Church were actually to start apologizing for things, then the next year, the Canadian Conference of Catholic Bishops issued a statement saying the Pope would not personally apologize, but that he had not shied away from recognizing injustices faced by Indigenous peoples around the world. The Pope is from Argentina, and I think he might be Indigenous South African. I'm not sure. So I don't know, man. He's better than some of the rest. But I'm like, what the fuck? He's the Pope. What's it going to cost him, man? I mean, and if it will make people feel better, I mean, but talk about riches. Oh shit. The Pope, I mean, the Vatican and the Queen of England, they have like everything, art, artifacts,
Yep.
Yep.
One thing they can go broke, and one little thing they can sell to put them right back where they left.
Exactly. They wouldn't even miss it. They could be returning stuff and they would not even miss it. Okay, then this is Mexico's president has apologized to the indigenous Mayan people for abuses committed against them over the 5 centuries since the Spanish conquest. Like, okay, they did it. They could do it in Mexico. I mean,
why Spain didn't apologize? That's more or less what I would think. You would think that would happen if Spain would apologize, because they technically did the wrong. I mean, the Mexican people were made from indigenous people and Spaniards. I mean, that's where it comes from. Yeah, like they need to be apologizing, not the country.
Yeah, not the country. It's true.
Like,
I mean, that's one of those things where, yeah. Okay, well, he's in a position of authority, so he apologized, but yeah, oh, okay. This is what I missed. The ancient statue it's believed to have been looted from Libya like recently during the Civil War. So it wasn't something that's been sitting around forever. It's a 2nd century BC figure, so it's like 2,000 years old, was seized at London Heathrow Airport several years ago after being illicitly imported.
Wow.
So, it's not like somebody had it sitting around forever. So
yeah, you're gonna hide a big ass statue coming through the airport.
I know, huh? But yeah, I wonder how. Well, it doesn't say how big it is, but yeah. I wonder how they do it. I mean, probably a lot of them just like
somebody that worked at the airport stole that. That's
Pardon me?
Man. I say somebody who worked at the airport stole that. He thought they came up and it found out it wasn't really worth too much, and just
Yeah.
gave it to somebody, and they gave it back. Like,
Yeah,
um,
no, that's true. I've been reading a book about the Elgin marbles. For years, I thought that meant that like marbles that kids used to play. But it actually means these marble columns from Greece that I don't from ancient Greece. So that there's a whole big that's been a big diplomatic thing going on for
Yeah.
years and years, and it was so crooked. But how they got them in the 1800s, but that is how some of them were taken out of Greece, was somebody had buddies with the Coast Guard.
You seen the movie 300, right?
No.
No, you ain't seen the movie
Yep.
300?
Have you, Rizzo? No. It's just
Yeah,
called
man.
it's
300.
about
I've seen both of
basically
them.
it's about basically that war in Greece where the Persians came and they basically tore that city up, and the king asked for those pillars to be brought back to Persia, and then you know what happened to Persia. It got ripped up and all kind of craziness happened, and look at that empire now. It was one big one, and now it's so many Middle Eastern cities and
Yeah.
it's chaos. So
No, it's wrong.
that thing slingshotted everywhere, those pillars, because they were like to the Middle
These
East.
particular ones are I mean, there's a lot. The Elgin marbles are in England, but there's a lot I mean, there's a whole lot there that was taken.
There's a story about those pillars that like the Middle Eastern people hold those pillars like it's what do you call it? Covered the covered of an ark, whatever you call that.
Covenant? Oh, well, they owned it back then. I mean, the Ottoman Empire like owned Greece back then.
So like that, I'm telling you that they hold those original pillars for when Greece was tore down to shreds, and that's where them pillars come from. Like a lot of those pillars and the stories behind them.
Wow. Well, here's kind of an inverse sort of thing. We were talking last week about how there's all these countries. Okay, so like China used to have a one-child policy, and then they allowed people to have two, and now they're allowing people to have three because they realized that half their I mean, they were just like too successful. Half their population like they're calculating they're going to be like half the number of people in 50 years or something, but a lot of people don't want to do it. That's what I mean. You know, people like their standard of living, and what they don't have much anything. They hardly have anything so far as maternity leave and daycare. So, you know, they're just basically saying like, yeah, we want you to have more babies, but we're not going to help you do it.
I mean, that's sad because that government is so wealthy.
Yeah.
They're probably wealthier than we are. Like, that's one country that is probably wealthier than the United States, China. So
yeah,
I don't understand.
There's a lot of countries where the population is going way down, and that's kind of, and people are concerned about
coming here. They come in here.
Well, it's kind of it's more so in Europe than Europe and Asia than the United States, and I'm not sure why that is. Well, I mean, you know, from China, it's because of their laws. You know, it's more, but so what they need to, but meanwhile in Africa, there is a huge youth population. So what they need to do is get fucking sensible about their migration policy. Cause they do need people to come in and, you know, it's crazy. There's people that want to immigrate and work, and they need it to happen. So
China's real strict about that.
Yeah. I mean, you know, God. Okay, so Italy, I watched the Handmaid's Tale and this TV show, and there's a Facebook group called Intersectional Discussion of the Handmaid's Tale, where some of us can talk about the aspects of it that are racist without having a bunch of other people freak out and get all terrified and like, because we don't want to fuck with them. So I posted something that even freaked out some of the people in that group, because they had about this character who's portrayed as a total heroine, but she's killed a couple people and what they do is, I mean, repressive governments and any figures in power they have people with less power in front. So if you go in and rob a bank, you kill the guard that's there. I mean, the guard doesn't have much more power than anybody. So this lady in The Handmaid's Tale, she killed a wife, like basically another woman in that system who had like slightly more status than her, but was basically pretty oppressed too. And she mowed down these like guards basically with her car. And so, you know, they were like drafted, you know, so like, yeah, they're going to be like vehicles or visions for her anger, but she wasn't getting at any of the power structures. So I just pointed that out. And in that group, we can at least have even people in that group were like, but this happened to her, and I'm like, these are imaginary characters. I'm not judging her. I'm pointing out aspects of this story. But you can have an intelligent, and a couple other people are like, yeah, we see what you mean about that, because but then this other woman came on who was like saying, she just was like nuts. She came on and was saying like, well, maybe because I'm from Europe, maybe because it's most of you are in the US, but I'm from Italy and it's like this. And I put down like, well, racism is everywhere. So is everywhere. So living in Italy has nothing to do with it.
Right.
And I kind of wanted to say like, okay, well, why don't you talk to the prime minister of your country that's on trial right now for letting a bunch of migrants die because he didn't let them dock. But yeah. So that's the Handmaid's Tale. Yeah, one of the things that happened this past week was the main character raped her husband, and so that was a big deal on some of, you know, because then you had people were like, blah, 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 that could never happen. Then there could be people like white ladies, they're like, she's reclaiming her power, blah, blah, blah. Then there's a bunch of other people going like, that was rape. So that's the Handmaid's Tale. But speaking, I mean, I don't know, it's like in Italy, I mean, back to like, well, Germany's its own deal, but I mean, Italy colonized people. Italy colonized Libya, and now Libya is an absolutely brutal place, but there's people living in countries where they really don't need to face the history. They don't really need to think about what their country has done. And certainly in the United States, it's, you know, it's easy. I mean, there's always going to be people that want to bury their head in the sand, you know.
Right. Seriously.
Yeah.
We're quick to jump in somebody's fight, but we ain't quick to handle our own internal shit.
Well, yeah. Absolutely. I had to say that like 3 different times when I said that about
America's like a black dysfunctional family, ain't it?
Oh yeah.
Well, sorry, it's just being real.
Yeah. So Oh, yeah. But I said, like, I finally was like, I don't know how many different ways there are for me to say that I'm not judging the characters. We're looking at it just socially and culturally, like what are the writers doing and stuff like, I mean, that's what interests me, I'm like,
Okay.
yeah, I'm not
The
that
stories. You like the
well,
stories.
how it plays out socially and culturally, yeah, why the writers make the decisions that they do. I mean, why the story goes like this, why the narrative works like this. Not like, oh, I don't like these characters, like she's not real. I'm not like
Yeah,
condemning.
but you
Yeah,
got to give it to the writers because they writing these stories, right? And you're
yeah,
getting very inquisitive and want to know the details of pick his brain basically, but in a group. And you basically you should write. You guys should contact like a writer here and there to see if they'll come on the discussion and kind of like pick his brain. That would be pretty cool.
I don't like to do that for writers, actually. I don't think that, I mean, I have a background. The problem, I feel that I kind of think it's a problem when because I feel like writers, they write the book and that's that. So in a way, I don't like, I think everything, you could figure it all out from this, I mean, it's like a piece of art when you create it and you put it out to the world, and that's it. So no, I mean, I wouldn't ask them that. Yeah, what were some of the, yeah, but I mean, it's interesting. I'm always really, the thing I find most interesting is, and I love this in theater too, is just figuring out like, okay, how do they get that effect? How do they make it look like that? That's why I was asking you about your instruments. That really interests me.
Yeah, like it's interesting you say that because like we always use a lot of digital equipment and stuff,
Yeah.
But I'm about to experiment with like some live band stuff soon. Cause we got like neighbors in our studio and they like rock band, metal bands and all kind of stuff. So about to start getting some of these guys and have them play some riffs and add some drums and everything to it natural and see how it sounds from the digital and play around with that kind of sound. I love creating something different. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I'm working on a comic book that takes place in the 40s and 50s, and I want detail. So I've been going through and finding all these images for the artist of like what would of pens and like and typewriters and office equipment. I wanted, and buses and cars and trains. I love trains, so I want illustrations of trains in there because that was how. And then I was talking to my dad because see, I have all my art. I mean, I pretty much have all my scripts. He just, once he does the art, it's ready to go. So I'm already working on the next book that's going to take place in the 50s. So I was asking my dad, like, okay, well, wait, would you have flown were many people like actually flying, doing transatlantic flights at that time, or would they have been taking a ship? So
good question.
Yeah, I kind of figured that it would have still been, I mean, the people I'm talking about didn't have any money or didn't have much money. So I think they would have taken a ship because back then flying would have been a lot more expensive.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of interesting when you read and they'll say they went someplace and they had a meeting they had a meeting a peace meeting in Lebanon in like 1952 or something. So I'm going back trying to find out what Lebanon looked like in 1952. But that's going to be cool because this is a character that Bayard Rustin and people really don't, you know, I mean, I'm a lot, people know about him most of all as organizing the March on Washington. So I don't even know, I mean, I have like an idea for 2 books in mind, but I don't know if it's gonna, if I'm even going to do a third, because once it gets up to the 1962, that's just not as interesting to me because there's just so much more material about it. But in the 50s, Bayard Rustin was traveling a lot and working with decolonization and the connections between decolonization in Africa in the 50s and civil rights here in the United States. It's just really interesting to me. Just a lot of the same people were going back and forth and working together. And there's a book about the forming of the United Nations and kind of a split between African American advocates in the United States, because the United Nations people wanted to cite to discipline or condemn the United States for Jim Crow. And the deal that people were wanting in the United States were wanting to make with Black Americans was like basically like, okay, throw your lot in with us and we'll like work more on civil rights with you instead of like throwing your lot into the world and looking at human rights.
Yeah. The UN was created around the time they, like you said, they were about to go and sue the United States for human rights bill, and even after that, Malcolm X was about to do it. So, and
yes,
you know what happened to him.
Yes, well, also,
I'm very don't hate
oh my God, hardly anybody knows about that. Like, yes, he was trying, if he had stayed alive, the UN,
and that's the time they rushed and put the UN together. Like really, they made it really official. So, I mean, when people say UN, I just got a bad taste in my mouth because the UN really does not do a good job, because there's ton of shit going on in the world right now, all over the place, and they're not stepping in and stopping it.
So
which
now
that's
it
their
does.
job.
I study it, and there's some figures, there's some major figures. It did do. I studied Doug Hammarskjöld, who was the second Secretary General of the United States, and he were of the United Nations. And he worked with people that had came out of World War II, and some of them even World War I, that really believed that they could do something, that were just, and some of them were also fighting communism. And so they were coming out of that also. So Dag Hammarskjöld was really into decolonization and assisting other countries with that. He believed that was the mission of the United States, which had a lot to do with why he was assassinated. But so I think if he had lived and Malcolm X had lived, they would have been able,
reparations would have already been paid. That's what it would have been. That's what would have happened.
The United Nations wouldn't have been able to get involved with that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that's what he was asking for, and the simple fact he was asking for something like that, they would be quick to pay something like that out before they admit their wrongdoing as far as the human rights stuff that he was about to sue him for.
Well, those are just kind of vastly different I mean, the United Nations could have condemned them, could condemn I mean, you know, they've condemned, they condemned Ferguson, the water and the what, they can condemn people for human rights, but they can't get involved in country, in financial issues within a country. I mean,
Hey,
if they had been able to, I mean, I think everything is just progressive. And so if they'd been able to do anything whatsoever with condemning the United States for Jim Crow, that would have moved along reparations.
right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they don't do much now, but they did.
Yeah. That's the whole point, though. What is they for, and is it a waste of money? Because in reality, they supposed to be the referee when countries are having problems, and they supposed to step in the middle and kind of see what they can do to solve the solution. If you ask me, that's what the UN should be. But like I said, it is what it really is. So,
Well, Doug Hammarskjöld did that, and that was like, yeah, he really, and then Doug Hammarskjöld is how I started studying Ralph Bunche, who was his second in command, because Ralph Bunche was African American. So I studied Doug Hammarskjöld, but he's like this aristocratic Swedish guy. And then I learned about Ralph Bunche, and Ralph Bunche was an African American guy raised on the West Coast. So he was more, I'm like, whoa, he's like somebody I could have known. So I kind of got more comfortable, or just more interested in studying him. Well, I studied both of them, but Ralph Bunche worked for the United Nations. He didn't work for the US. So I think he was just unique. He had a really unique position. I mean, he had a lot of power. He's one of the most powerful African Americans until Obama, I think. I mean, yeah. But
Hey,
wow.
we got DJ in the house. DJ.
Who's
What up?
DJ?
What up? What up?
That
What up?
nasty?
I don't know.
Doug, is that you?
Yo, yo, yo.
Hey,
Yo,
man.
yo.
What's up?
Hey, you know what?
What?
What's good, everybody? I forgot I got a new phone, so this thing ain't even configured properly. But what's the word, man? What's going on, Anna, Jay Fetty, Roselle?
Hey,
What's
How
up,
you
my
doing?
man?
It's good to
I'm
see
chilling,
you.
man. You know.
Yeah.
I've been good.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to leave and come back and get my affairs in order.
Can you come back on so you can see your face?
Yeah. I'm gonna try to fix this. I forgot I
Okay.
got a new phone, so I'm gonna come back.
Okay.
All right.
That's one of the reasons why I was so interested in Hammarskjöld, because of reading about Malcolm X and his connect. I mean, because Malcolm X was meeting with all those decolonizers too. I mean, he was in Congo. He was in DR Congo.
He was talking to all of the major leaders in the world that disapproved of what was going on in the United States, and they were behind him fully. So, I mean, it kind of lines up with what happened to him. It was a shame.
And the biggest question I have about Malcolm X is that why didn't he pack up his family and move over there?
You gotta think about it, Anna. You got two kind of guys in one. You got a guy who is from the streets and will back down to no man on one half, even though he went to prison and was reformed. He lived by them rules of the street as far as the way he carried himself as a man, and he wouldn't let nobody scare him. But you look at it like this: how is a man that the FBI is bugging his phone at everywhere he go? how does he end up dead?
Well,
It's just
well,
like
yeah. Because there was collusion there, but come, he
hey,
kind of,
I know this guy, right? I'm not gonna
yeah.
say his name. He's really important. He's a really wealthy guy. This guy owns the masters to Tupac. He has all of the death row stuff and it's licensed. So this guy, what he showed me to show me that sometimes you got really, I know people say the government this, the government that, but what I seen was so fucking crazy, it blew my mind. Like this dude had the footage, the federal agents sent him the footage of the Tupac shooting.
Wow.
Wow.
And we talking about a view of them watching it happen and just filming it. Not stepping in, seeing it happen, seeing all little plays. I mean, it's just it happens though. But like I said, Malcolm, he was too important in a lot of aspects
And
of
he could have
in
received,
the
I mean,
culture.
him and his family, they would have been received like royalty in Saudi Arabia. That's what
But you got to understand that
he
they
wasn't gonna,
also
yeah. He
no,
wasn't gonna let him
not even if he could leave, and he can get on an airplane, whatever country he landed in, he would have been denied, even if they wanted him there.
not the country that was, not the countries that were, that
His
had.
last couple flights, he got denied in 3 countries.
Yeah, but but he was not in Saudi Arabia, or there were places where he could have gone. They wanted him where they wanted him to come stay.
I'm telling you, that man was hounded more than the
Oh
stories
yeah.
that
Oh yeah.
he got hounded more than the stories that people know of. Like, I'm pretty sure if one of them close guys that were with him, they could tell some of the stories of being his bodyguard, you would
Oh
hear
yeah.
probably close to 60 stories from what I understand. I watched one of the documentaries
Yeah.
and he was like, that was just some of them. You know what I'm saying? So that man, shit, he stood for something bigger than, he was ahead of his time to me.
Oh
That
God,
man
he
was
was
meant to
so
be right now.
smart. Oh my God, yeah. I mean, he was, yeah.
At that time, he was so powerful. Hadn't he had a prison record, he could have ran for president and won.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think if he'd lived, we would have, like, I don't think he would have, yeah, I don't think he would have been able to run for office himself, but we would have had a black president a lot sooner. He really would have pushed everything along a lot more. Wow, Thug Nasty, man, how you doing?
Oh, I'm better now. Finally got my phone right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So your name, Jay Fetty, had
How you
been
been
making.
doing, man?
I've been good,
Yeah.
man. I've been getting myself together, man, working on my brand. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Getting it up and going, man. I see you been doing your thing too, man. Keep it up.
Yes, sir, man. That's all I can do is try to create more opportunity. That's all I try to do, man. And look out for the younger people behind us because shit, I was given the opportunity, so I try to give back any chance I get.
That's what's up. Nothing to prepare you but to try. I see everybody doing that thing. I'll be silently watching. I'm following everybody. You know, I just be quiet, you know, doing my thing.
We
Well,
need
Jay
to
Fetty was doing some music with his son, and then me and Roselle both saw you working with your daughter. So I was like,
Yeah.
wait, man, we need to have a family night here soon.
And you know, that's what it's about. It's about the youth, you know, when we get our age, you know, and we've had our fun and had our little runs or continuing our runs wherever it is. And we
Don't
got
tell me
kids.
you're done having fun, Thug Nasty, because I don't believe that.
You know what? I'm always gonna have fun, but you know,
Yeah.
I plan on retiring from a few things, you know. I'm
Mhm.
slowing down slowly but surely, you know.
Mhm.
But I will say that my focus is on my kids. I'm actually building a recording studio in my home right now, and it's
Oh.
basically for my kids because for me, that's the really, I'm not gonna say the only thing, but I think that's the best thing that I have that I can give to my kids. So they want to make beats. Music is therapeutic. You know, they want to come through and let off some steam or whatever, you know, and come through, get on the mic. I'm gonna buy every live instrument that I can afford, I'm gonna buy a live bass, a bass guitar, rhythm guitar. I already got a couple keyboards in there, and I bought a whole drum set.
That's dope, man.
Yeah, my daughter's been making
creative.
beats on this. There's this app called Groove Pad, and it's ABC. It's real basic, Jay Fetty.
Yeah.
It's real
Mhm.
basic, but I
I
love it.
need
And
that. Mhm.
it got my daughter making beats, right? And what they do is they put a bunch of presets on a patch, so they're already samples, but it's how you put them together in time that makes it sound. And to me, I think it's still dope. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, shit, man. I started making beats on Fruity Loops one.
Oh yeah,
That was just patterns. So now it's
exactly.
all technical and do everything with that joint. But yeah, man, I definitely check it out. I love new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta
I'm
we
big
gotta make we
kids.
gotta make a banger, man. Roselle said we gotta make a song. So man, I'm
Yeah, we
after
should
we
do
get off,
something together, man.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
send you something tonight. I'm gonna send you something tonight. You just knock
Yeah.
the verse out and I'm gonna put it
Yeah,
on the new project.
you got the Thug Nasty Music at Gmail, right?
I probably do. You know, we didn't converse over email already. So
All right. Yeah, I'm ready to work, man. I'm ready. As a matter of fact, I got an album coming out on the 18th.
man, come on, man.
Cool.
So, you know,
Come push that joint.
yeah, it's called Too Nasty for the Radio. I'm just hoping Distro clears it, but it looks good so far. It's looking good.
Okay.
I'm surprised
Hey, Thug Nasty.
I'm surprised they cleared the artwork. What's up, Roselle?
Hey, what's up, man? So your email is thugnastymusic@gmail.
Yep, that's me. I'm gonna send you the new album, I put out. You know, you get the link. You get the what they call it?
baby.
The leakage. You know, I leak all my music to Roselle.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
That's the best thing to do.
My
Give
dog,
it to a DJ.
man, my dog.
I found my Mickey Mouse. I've been looking for these. I would have been on here. These hold your phone. You put your phone right there, set it up. It's like you're holding the phone with its 2 thumbs.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
you can
dope,
sit
huh?
it down straight, huh?
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm using right now. I got two of them.
Okay.
It's my wife.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I got mine rigged up a little. Hey, Leilani, thank you so much. Thank you so. Can everybody say hi to Leilani?
Hey, how are
thank
you?
you
How
so
are
much.
you?
Thank you so much for listening. Shoot me a
you.
message if
What
you
up,
ever want to come
Leilani?
on the show.
Right on, Leilani.
Yeah, well, when Roselle said you guys should work together, I was like, okay, because Roselle just doesn't go around saying shit to say shit, you know.
Oh no, Roselle definitely got an ear. You know what he's talking about.
He know what's up.
He pushes the music. That's my DJ, damn it. That's my DJ, damn it. So you know what I'm saying? Yeah, DJ
Hey,
Roselle.
I want to do an event, man, where we gonna do an 80s night where you gotta come 80s theme. Yeah, 80s theme.
I'm with it.
I want a DJ battle like they did in Juice. Before the show, we gotta do that.
I'm with it.
I thought you was
I
gonna
want
say
like 6 DJs. I want 6 DJs to line up, and they gotta have the dopest set, man. You gotta kill them all.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. I'm with that.
Yeah,
I got my Afro wig
let's
ready.
do that by July. We'll do that by July.
I'm bringing my Rick James wig.
Oh no.
That'll be fun. Bring your I'm dressing up like the dude from Eddie Murphy on Coming to America. I'm gonna be Randy Watson.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna get my Randy Watson on, boy. Sex and chocolate.
Hey.
Man. But yeah, we definitely can make some music, man. That'd be fun.
Yeah. I can't wait to hear that. I'm gonna have a family night on here too.
Definitely. Bring the little dude.
Kids on. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He 18, but he little kid to me still.
Yeah, they are, huh? Yeah, they are. Yeah. Should we play some more music?
Oh boy.
With it, man. I want to hit up one of Fetty's hits, man. Which one you want to play, man?
You just choose one, bro. Trust me. Just choose one.
Okay, Facebook. We'll be back shortly. Thank you.
Because you Roselle the DJ. So whatever you choose is it.
It's what it is. Hey, I'm still slapping that BO back on my bullshit I know y'all done dropped
Hey,
them
shout out
shit.
to
I
AB Ray.
slept on that shit, man. I slapped. That's on my Trap Nasty playlist, man.
Oh
Y'all should be
man,
getting some
appreciate
plays
that,
from that.
man. Yes, sir. I appreciate it. You know you on my Fetty Show
I
playlist.
appreciate it, man. You already know. I'm about to do a Trapping and Rapping Deluxe edition in a minute.
Okay, okay, get it.
Yeah. Your friendly neighborhood player partner. Al Capone up in this bitch.
And Money Mark, you know we in this thing.
Insane Empire. Rockin' with my nigga HCD Ring. My nigga Jay Fetty.
All day, every day.
Road team, nigga.
Why you talk about it? I'ma get it done. I follow this nigga that make him my son. Just cause you got a gun, bet you won't shoot. That's China money. We really getting loot. Mad cause you got the boot. Where were you when the rent was due? Online, telling on crew. Despicable how you hitting hoes. Paperwork thought nobody knows. Hitters pull up, white bite froze. That's the path you chose. I'm nothing to play with just cause I stayed lit. No more words, you can save it. Top came off the volcano, smoky weather. I'm a nice guy, turned into predator. Know how to get it. Keep on shining. That success gon' kill you like I did that bitch vagina. Really go in. Dug that ditch, just waiting for you to fall in. I'm always win. They talking spicy, spit ghost pepper. Once you go there, I'ma never let up. Nigga, shut up. You know I'm official. We can throw them hands, don't need no pistol. Heard you talking spicy, spit that ghost pepper. Once you go there, I'ma never let up. Nigga, shut up. You know I'm official. We can throw them hands, don't need no pistol. Yeah.
I keep it Glock on me. Niggas try to run up on me, I'ma rock on me. If I go down, my niggas got the bond money. Niggas talking on the net, boy, it's mad funny. Say 10 toes down. Keep to myself, I don't fuck with you clowns. I'm all about wealth. Playing with Reem, that's bad for your health. Heard the boy done put his ass on the shelf, yeah. I'm the only nigga with an Ape City piece. Go and reach for it, I'ma let the city speak. Heard he speaking on my name, but you niggas weak. Shout out Fashion Over Man's got a nigga free. I fell off and came back all in a week. I don't really give a fuck if you feeling me. I know niggas got dreams about killing me. Cause they know I kill shit, let a nigga eat. Damn, act like us, but they used to be fam. Shoot like Kobe when I'm ever in a jam. Cut niggas off wasn't part of the plan. Niggas access gotta get to the band. Yeah. Shoot like Kobe when I'm ever in a jam. Cut niggas off wasn't part of the plan. Niggas access gotta get to the band.
Talking spicy, spit ghost pepper. Once you go there, I'ma never let up. You know I'm official. We can throw them hands, don't need no pistol. Heard you talking spicy, spit that ghost pepper. Once you go there, I'ma never let up. Nigga, shut up. You know I'm official. We can throw them hands, don't need no pistol. Yeah.
From the chrome piece to the dome piece. Then I'm sliding out to your home piece. I don't need nothing from you bitch niggas. I'm striking through with my own piece, right? 5 pounds of pressure from the index. Wow. Put this bitch out like Windex. I might pop you, then your man next. Nigga game tighter than some spandex. Motherfucker flexing like a Bowflex. Might fuck your sister in your whole neck. I'll burn your nigga to the gravestone. Used to push product through the project.
Like, hi, my name is Trailblazer like Dame is. Never chase fame shameless. 10 toes down so I navigate the game quick. Mouthpiece stay updated cause I'm adapting to changes. Stay laced up, watch for snakes. Yeah, bruh, in the game called an audible play. Set, huh? Never wanna shut up and dribble. I run up the middle and score every time, but you ain't like me, nigga. So stand up, salute me. Let me smell the flowers while I'm here. No fake love groupies. We can throw them in hands. Talking spicy, flexing on the gram, try to beat him in. Nigga, shut up, goofy. Talking spicy, spit it ghost pepper. Once you go there, I'ma never let up. Nigga, shut up. You know I'm official. We can throw them hands, don't need no pistol. Heard you talking spicy, spit that ghost pepper. Once you go there, I'ma never let up. Nigga, shut up. You know I'm official. We can throw them hands, don't need no pistol. Split them Dutches. turn up. Couple baby mamas in the building, give a fuck. First bottles, time to pour up. You already lost. Check the score, bro. Fuck the club, still turn up. Couple baby mamas in the building, give a fuck. First bottles, time to pour up. You already lost. Check the score, bro.
Fuck the club, dog. I'd rather count 100,000. Mike Jones, they ain't like me then, but they like me now. I've been turning up too much, had to calm it down. Me and Gutter twinned up, knock him out of bounds. Yeah, the party don't start till I walk in. And I got them blocks in, nigga ain't no boxing. We done got our bread up, ain't no stopping. Hold on, what the price is? Oh yeah, we copping.
Hey, fuck going to the club, I'd rather cut a onion. Niggas doing too much and won't do nothing. Pole on me right now, I'm in a booth clutching. Draco got a rope on it, we gon' clue club him. I'm through struggling, I can't do it no more. Days when I ain't made shit and still had to pass shit. So every member blick it up and I ain't gotta pass the state. That weekly pain shit, I'm trying to pass along.
We still turn up. Couple baby mamas in the building, give a fuck. First bottles, time to pour up. You already lost. Check the score, bro. Fuck the club, still turn up. Couple baby mamas in the building, give a fuck. First bottles, time to pour up. You already lost. Check the score, bro.
Fuck the club, we still turn up. Burn a dub when I roll up. Moving fast on a Cobra. Getting to this money, check the score, bruh. Man, I'm stacking on this benches in the Shark Tank. Get it popping in my section, yeah, we start that. Got cookies in my dust, yeah, we spark that. Get it lit in my block, yeah,
Yeah, got story, pour them shots. Keep it in the air, that's why we on top. DJ, turn them hits. A bunch of backs walked in, man, they thick. Whole squad here. Everybody hold tight. Any issues, we leaving here smoking. Both from the east, but not from Oakland. You leaving with me? Yes, I'm poking. No ghosting. This 100. Talking 27? Yeah, I run it. No front shit. I'm the owner. She all in my face. I probably boned it. Yeah.
Hey.
Jay Fetty.
Hey.
Man, this is hot, man. This is hot.
She gon' make it clap. I'ma show a stat. She gon' throw it back. I'ma blow a rag. Lemon pepper wings. We bout to smoke a pad. Drinking the Coke and Jack on my open tab. I like to see my independent women winning. Get it, flip and spend it. Stay about your business and your benefits. She way up there, getting dizzy spinning. She ready to make that ass drop any minute. Niggas be Superman, Captain Kirk, and the waitress is serving. The strippers is twerking for Birkins, but gaming is working. Literally, niggas be bitter for weeds. Cause all you got from her is some glitter on your cheek. She made a phony plan for a lonely man. So he dropped 40 bands on her OnlyFans. He had dreams of holding hands on the sand. Should've listened to your homies. Damn, she on that pole again.
Drop it down low. Yeah, my bottle chips. Get your stacks every night. Little baby ain't about to quit. Big body, Birkin, red bottoms, big tipper. Yeah, she can spot him. She can drop it down low. Yeah, my bottle chips. Get her stacks every night. Little baby about to quit. Big body, Birkin, red bottoms, big tipper. Yeah, she can spot him. Check the thunderstorm. When I'm in the building, bring a few bottles. Yeah, I'm chillin', hit the stage and watch her clap it. Draw them goons, little mama a magnet. Top shelf, she don't do them lame. She'll break them pockets. It's not a game. Want a mouth off? She dustin' and disgustin'. Better play them cards right. I wouldn't trust her. She can drop it down low. Yeah, my bottle chips. Get your stacks every night. Little baby ain't about to quit. Big body, Birkin, red bottoms, big tipper. Yeah, she can spot him, she can drop it down low. Yeah, my bottle chips, get her stacks every night. Little baby about to quit. Big body, Birkin, red bottoms, big tipper. Yeah, she can spot ya.
Woo, man. Hey, Fetty, you had Kelda coming hard on this, man.
Oh boy.
I think all the songs I got by Kelda ain't this hard, man. I didn't know, you know what I'm saying? That was my first time hearing her come like that.
Man, I got a crush on Kelda music, man. She go extra.
She went in.
Lord have mercy. Man, is that project completed yet?
That's what I'm telling you. I'm about to send you the track tonight.
Man,
so
I got to listen to that.
That's on this one.
Man.
That's on this one.
Hey, Thug, you gotta do that, man. You and Fetty gotta hook up, man.
Yeah,
I done kicked it with Fetty.
Hey,
and actually, Fetty, Thug Nasty was gonna go with me that function you had in Oakland.
Yeah, you should have.
He had something to do, but he wanted to go with me, man. But something came up on him. But
business
y'all
is
two got to
business.
do it, man.
Don't trip.
Oh yeah.
I got you. You know what, Roselle? I'm gonna talk to you later, but I don't know what you got to do June 19th. I need a DJ for a Juneteenth after party I'm throwing in San Jose. It's a 2-story club. It's lit, sound system banging. All you got to do is plug in and show up. You know what I'm saying? So,
All right, I might just do that. I got a function during the day, but I can come there at night.
I'm gonna see because I got $10 from Totally Insane to come through, and they got a new project with Sean T, so they might be the headliners for that. So it's real nice. It's gonna be real nice, Doug. Man, you welcome to come through, man, and rock if you want, or just chill and enjoy the festivities.
Mingo, chill and mingo.
Yeah, no, because it's
Is
gonna
that
be
the same
plenty of people
Shanti
to do
that
that
they
with.
making beats with the studio?
Oh man, you see
OG Shanti?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I ain't seen that man in years, man.
Yeah, man. He in Atlanta right now, but shout out to Sean T, man.
Yeah,
But
shout out to Shanti, man. Real OG.
yeah, man. Nowadays, I just been having the squad make them like all them beats y'all heard was from our team. So
that's what's up, man. That's
yeah,
slap.
my son made one of them, and the other one was my guy Stunner. So he been doing really good, making some different music. I'm real proud of this project that I'm working on, man. I mean, y'all heard that, man. I got some more for y'all, like, and it's really like some party summertime California music, to be honest with you. Just less about, you know what I'm saying, pulling out a gun on you, and more about, you know what I'm saying, trying to finally get outside and have some fun and actually get a little freer with yourself. So that's more or less what this project is about. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all heard, like, Roselle, you heard Fellas, that's on there. Like it's a cool grown up vibe to it, but at the same time we ain't slack off on no rapping or nothing like that.
Right.
It's just more of a grown up, like I did my what with the Jay-Z 447, whatever the fuck, his grown up album. This is my grown up album. So you know what I'm saying? I had real fun making this, and you know, it's just a different vibe.
I love it. 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 Hey, Fetty.
Dope music, man. I like it. It's off the
Fetty,
hook, dude.
Appreciate that. I really
Hey,
appreciate that.
You ever listen to a song for the longest, right? And then you finally look at the title because you listen, like, you know what? That sound like Jay Fetty. I said, oh man, because you know that one song, Chop. I think it's Choppers. What'd you say? What'd you say? We follow game. Well, we protect game.
Yeah.
Don't follow those. Run
Yeah.
them numbers. El Chop with them El Chapos.
Yeah.
Then you said
Yeah.
never listen to a lane with that sound of us.
You
I
feel
said,
me?
oh, that's Fetty
Now,
on the
see,
chorus.
people don't be
Yeah, that's
like
dope.
when I be saying writing some stuff, man. People only get it later sometimes because they be like so people, when you listen to stuff, sometimes reason why when I make music and I pick music is, first of all, I want to grab your ear with that music. And then two, I'm gonna say some shit that you probably gonna have to rewind and listen to it a couple times to be like, damn, did he just say that? Okay. But you know, the language that I use sometimes when I'm making music is probably some shit I heard them say in 1920s and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
I do the same shit.
you know, you gotta kind of recreate some shit because that's all time doing anyway. So
Bring it back.
might as well give the young people some old slang and think they created something new. So
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. That man said, I'm a nice guy turned into a predator. I said, oh shit.
man,
I'll be here. I'll be
know?
listening to you.
Man,
So,
you know, and I appreciate,
right.
shout out to Act Upon, a Bay Area legend, man. Jumped on there with me and we had a lot of fun making that song. And like I said, we just making some original music,
I love it.
some Bay Area based music, and just trying to make some noise right now, you know.
Keep up the good work.
appreciate that. I'm
Yeah,
trying,
don't
man,
forget to
every
send me
day.
that track, man. I'm ready to go work.
Oh
I'm
no,
about to get
no.
as soon as the show.
Yeah,
I'm ready
you
to
got
work.
me on Facebook. You just message me your
I'm
email.
about to hit you up. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all you gotta do, and then I'm gonna send you the song right after that. You can knock it
All
out
right.
tonight.
Say no more. Say no more. I'm about to roll me
I'm
a blunt.
telling you, you're gonna be on it too. I got just the track for you. I know exactly what to send you, cause I'll be really thinking about it when I'm putting together a project, like as an artist, cause I've been doing this so long, man. I've been doing this since I was 16,
Right.
and when I learned how to put together projects, what I do is make sure that who I'm gonna put on a project will be available, cause man, I'm telling you, the way this stuff going right now and how it's going, it looks really good, man. And I got an opportunity to even get advancement for a tour bus. So I
Oh shit.
mean, like, it can go really well with the release of this stuff, man. I mean, it's going to over 600 DJs across the world. So I mean,
Hell yeah.
I'm really like pushing everything, trying to be more independent, keep my hands on my product, and make sure I own all of it, And that way, if a big company come to me, I can give them crumbs and still they winning off their crumbs, and yet I end up creating something bigger for the Bay Area and a company that can sustain time instead of just being like, like some of the past labels we've had that were successful, and nowadays you don't hear about them no more. That's what I'm working on, man. Trying to create a brand really that can sustain time with not only music, film, cartoons, man, everything I can get my hands on, apparel, digital devices, everything. I'm trying to work my way into anything I can get my hands on as an artist, because I've been doing music for so long. So why not dip your hand in, diverse your portfolio a little bit?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And I appreciate y'all letting me come on and play some music.
Oh, I'm pleased. Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
anytime, man.
Definitely. Definitely.
Anytime, Fatty. You know what it is.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna start dropping you. Now I got your email locked in. I'm gonna start dropping you some exclusives just to drop them, because I got hella music that I don't put out that like I'm like not crazy about, but I got hella of it. So it's just like what I might not like, you might. You know what I'm saying? So I'll put together a mix for you and just send it to you, and you could pick and choose what you want to play. And it'll only be stuff I ain't released.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll get our own DJ mix. Come on, DJ Rope.
I got you, man. I got
you. Do your DJ Khaled over the beats and shit. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. I got you. It's all good.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. This show is like, it's open, it's casual. It's like a place for people to come express themselves and do their thing. Yeah.
Definitely. I appreciate that. With us being in these kind of COVID situations, it's always dope to talk with some people that, just don't be on no bullshit.
Yeah.
Use my French.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just talking with the guy at the museum today where I do my events, and we still can't schedule anything, but hopefully like in another couple weeks.
Yeah, well, they let us open the bar up, so I was like, what?
Cool.
Yeah, I was like, okay, pleased with that. No complaints.
Yeah. Yeah, that is cool.
Small baby steps.
Oh, I know.
So do you guys have any events coming up, like symposiums and stuff?
I don't know that, because I can't schedule anything right now because of COVID, but hopefully soon. Yeah, thanks for asking. I have a couple stuff. By next, I mean, I'm gonna do another symposium next year. I mean, the Bayard Rustin Symposium is annual, but yeah, I'm gonna do some other
You ever
smaller.
think about making like instead of doing symposiums, you want to like give people now? Why don't you just like make a film or something like that,
I'd like to eventually. Well,
or
I'm
a
working.
documentary?
Well,
Since
I'm
you
working
got
on
all the knowledge, it would be
Yeah.
cool to be able to catalog it and like you do a dialogue and talk about like you said by Rust and like document that with film.
Well, the comic book, I mean, that's what I'm getting closer to with the comic book, definitely. Because like one of the things I'm really happy about being able to do this is like now I finally read enough and learned enough to be able to place historical characters together. So the Bayard Rustin comic book is going to have a lot of other people that should be getting more attention as well, you know.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
definitely.
So yeah, I mean, I'm excited to be doing that. So
That's cool.
yeah.
Who's
Thank
the
you.
artist working with you?
His name's Vince Alvendia.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Keith Knight put it out on his Twitter, which was so nice. I don't
Oh,
even know.
nice.
Yeah.
That was so dope meeting him, man. That was such a pleasure
yeah.
because I mean before y'all I even knew y'all knew he ran in a circle with you guys. Like, bro, I watched that show. Like that was my shit. I loved it that. The liquor, the bottles talking and shit, bro. That shit had me
God,
dying. And I
great.
was fucking dying every time it did a scene where it was something like that. He had me spitting shit out. Like I was dying. So that was freaking dope meeting the creator. One,
Very
two,
cool.
he's from the Bay Area, and three, he was a real down to earth, humble dude. So man, you meet you see so many of these guys, they'll get a Hollywood check or something, and they act all funny and shit, and don't want to talk to people that like.
Well,
Man,
yeah.
like
mean,
I can be on top of the fucking
Yeah.
world. I'm still coming to duck soup. I'm still gonna do
Definitely.
small stuff. I'm still gonna run my own Facebook. I'm still gonna talk to people like I do every day. And whether I'm a fucking peon or I'm a fucking giant, I'm gonna be who I am. And I refuse to be corporate no matter how much you have. I refuse to be, oh, you need somebody to run that. No, I don't. Fuck off. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing I agree. I hate to say it. That's one thing I agree with Donald Trump. No matter how rich he got, he wouldn't let them publicists take his motherfucking phone. And I'm damn sure gonna run my shit.
Yeah.
As far as me being able to do what I want is that way, because man, there's so many people that change up. So that, like I said, that was really dope meeting him, man.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, I was like, he didn't need, like, there's so many people that won't go out of their way for anyone, and he didn't know me at all, but he just like publicized this for me, and I got somebody. So
wow, that's awesome. And he's definitely good figures for him to post something on Twitter about. Like, awesome.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, but then fortunate, because once when I got that email back from him, I was like, oh, he mentioned woke, so I was like, oh, I better go find out what that is. So I went to watch it. So fortunately, I'd watched it, the whole thing, by the time I met him, because so yeah, I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it was a hella funny ass show, and I enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see more. Like I'm a fan, man. Like of dude, like. And before I even, like I said, I didn't know he was coming to the show. I didn't know that knew him, none of that. I was already a fan. So that was a pleasure for me, especially being an artist, man. That was like giving a kid a big ass bag of cotton candy, man. Like for me. So that was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just watching on YouTube, and then I saw them, and I was like, wait, is that him? So then I was like messaging Age and calling Age, and he was ignoring me. So I sent Spider a message saying, hey, send me a click. I gotta
came in the show like you usually do. Like he was really cool. That dude was really cool. Like
I was like, no,
like
I'm not
talking to one of the bros. Like he was really not tripping off Age and talking about fucking midgets and excuse my language, but yeah, he wasn't tripping off none of that. So I mean, that was dope. It's really smooth, to be honest with you. I was really kind of like, oh, once I figured out, oh, this is really this guy. Like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Step 2 can
Yeah.
get wild, y'all.
So Jay Fetty, Thug Nasty, do you guys have any shout outs? You wanted anything you want to announce?
Oh man, I just like to shout out you guys for letting me come on tonight and allow me to play some music, and a shout out my whole team, 27 Inc, Ape City, all of the artists around the Bay Area staying working hard, man. Shout out to all of them and keep working, man. If you want to find me, you can find me on, like I said, Facebook, JAYFEDY, Instagram, FEDY2700, or on all digital platforms, J-FEDY. Hey.
Hey, well, thank you. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure to speak with you. And Thug Nasty has an album coming out. Yeah, you're on mute, Thug.
Yeah, my bad. I didn't want y'all to hear me rolling up the blunt. I want to be respectful of Jay Fetty. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, 6/18, June 18th. That's a Friday. It was recommended that Friday is a good day to drop music, because everybody's looking for new music on Friday. So 6/18 is the release date. It's called Too Nasty for the Radio. With all honesty, it's really some music that I put out years ago, but I never officially put it out on the National Store. So I decided to remix it, remaster it, bump it up, add, and upload it, and 9 of the 11 tracks that I tried to upload cleared. So I'll put a deluxe edition on YouTube. But I sent all the songs on the deluxe album. I'm actually in the process of sending it to DJ Rowe right now as we speak.
Yeah.
But so that way next show he could, go ahead and leak it. But yeah, Too Nasty for the Radio, Spotify, all platforms. Still selling the Broke Lives Don't Matter shirts, hoodies, and beanies. Oh yeah, DJ Rowe, haven't forgot about you. My printer, he's just, he's just a little slow. It's CP. We on CP time over here, by the way. But we will get your shirt printed and mailed to you. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to One Up Clothing.
All right.
On Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Cool. Okay. Well, thank you so much, everybody who was listening. We'll be back next week from 8 to 10. The week after that, I'm going to go out of town. I'm going to go see my family. So.
All right.
Yeah. Haven't seen them.
Will you be here for Tuesday? No Tuesday?
This Tuesday, but not next Tuesday.
No Tuesday?
Yeah.
Okay. This Tuesday coming up, but not the following Tuesday.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a tight logo, bro.
Yeah.
The dog watching the globe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Anna's logo.
Yeah.
Hey.
My friend.
That's her global history.
You need your t-shirt. You need your t-shirt.
Yep. Man, there's a lot of people that need t-shirts, man. There's just logos popping up. Everybody got their logos going now.
Oh yeah. Yeah, my
Thug
friend.
Nasty. Remember when we first started? And you looking at everybody got logos now. It's crazy.
Everybody got a logo.
You know, Psy, everybody.
Everybody got a logo. That's what's up. We growing up.
Yeah.
You're inspired.
Yeah.
You're inspired.
So, hey, we got logos and platforms.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah, we're gonna do it. Wow.
Keep up the good work.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right. So is that it, Anna? We done?
Yeah.
All right, y'all.
Catch y'all later.
Okay,
Have a good night.
Definitely.